morning. You're welcome to Morning Pulse. Today we have just two stories that we'll be discussing right here on Morning Pulse. Two big political flashpoints this morning. First, former CBN Governor Sanusi Sanusi says the Jonathan administration's delayed removal of fuel subsidies set off the inflation spiral Nigeria is battling today. Then, Senator President Akpabio says one major reason women struggle to win elections in Nigeria isn't men or the system, but in fact it is women themselves who don't vote for female candidates. Let's unpack the issues, the politics, and the facts right here on Morning Pulse. Joining me live in the studio, I have with me Ifoma Odi and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning.
Good morning, Sharon.
And joining us via Zoom, we have our analyst in person of Mr. Oladimi Jolurafemi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you guys in the studio.
All right.
Well done.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now we're hitting it straight. First, my name is Sharon and I'm Chuku, in case I didn't introduce that. Now we're hitting it straight with what is happening with the statement that Sanusi has come out to make, blaming sort of the Jonathan's administration for the inflation Nigeria is facing. And I'm starting with you, Mr. Oladimiji. Do you think that with what is going on now, this is not the first time that they will be pointing blames to the Jonathan administration, and it is 10 years after? Why is it that this present administration has a track record of skipping the Buhari's administration to go all the way back to Jonathan's administration? Do we think that, first of all, that is says a whole lot about responsibility of the present administration, or is it really a case that Jonathan during his regime really, put Nigeria on a spiraling path to negativity?
On the contrary, excuse me.
All right.
On the contrary, Sharon, the figures disagree. The economic figures disagree with this take completely. We can take the metrics of the economy from under Jonathan compared to the metrics, since APC took power 10.5 years ago, and then you wouldn't need experts to explain to you, or you wouldn't even need charts or pictographics to explain to you that one did well and one came and plumbed it. Under Jonathan, we had series of FDIs, foreign direct investments. We weren't even, Jonathan government weren't proud in portfolio investment. They weren't even bothered with portfolio investment to raise fund. Under Jonathan government, we had a pool that was drawn after they began to, lay duties on importation of flour because they wanted to promote cassava flour. I don't know if you remember. And then it was the president himself that advertised the bread made from cassava flour back then. So they made a pool of, I'm trying to explain something to you, please indulge me. So they made a pool, Jonathan made a pool, and then they began to, fund that account with the funds that they generate from these duties placed on imported flours.
All right.
Do you know what happened to this fund? People don't really dig into the Nigerian situation currently. Do you know what happened to this fund when particularly Tinubu came into power? The first foreign currency pool that this government would plunge into was that reserve, because it was dollar reserve.
All right.
And it was when they were going to the first hunger that they did it. So, Sharon, since I don't have time on my hand, let me tell you categorically clear that this government has got nothing to do but to blame. You remember Buhari played the blame game too.
Yes, exactly. And it is interesting how this blame is progressing, skipping an entire administration to go far back to a prior administration. It's really interesting to see now Mr. Daniel Sacramento. We've heard what Mr. Oladimidi has said. But what Mr. Sanusi, the ex-CBN governor, is saying was that during that time of Goodluck Jonathan, there were Boko Haram threats as well, and there were also people protesting against subsidy removal. And that if Goodluck Jonathan had actually removed the subsidy, yes, we would have been plunged into inflation, but it would have been at a 12% inflation increase. And that if given, he told Goodluck Jonathan that if given 1 to 2 years, he would be able to stabilize the economy to what it should be. Considering that fact and what Sanusi is saying, do you agree with that? Do you agree with that data?
Okay, thank you. Looking at what Sanusi have just said, is he was the CBN governor. He had the economy was closely with him. Then I don't think, well, now you narrated this, I don't think he was blaming Goodluck Jonathan, but he was making a statement.
No, he wasn't blaming.
You know, he was just making a statement that if Goodluck Jonathan had removed the subsidy then, maybe the inflation in the country would have, be at a minimum level. But the truth about it is that he keeps jumping. When you talk about Jonathan and leave Buhari, it becomes as if you're making mockery of the statement. Because government should be progressive. You know, it's continuous stuff. Buhari as well didn't have the willpower to remove the subsidy as of that point in time. And what it really means was you could see that Nigeria is just running on one stream of economy.
Yes.
That is what it means. So whenever anything strikes our oil boom, it becomes a problem. Now, of a truth, if Jonathan had removed the subsidy as of that point in time, a lot of businesses like it's happened now might have collapsed. And then was at the Jonathan's regime was at the height of insecurity. It was just beginning.
Yes.
You know, he was just the beginning of Boko Haram, and it would have moved a lot of people. More casualties would have been. In fact, the level of insurgency would have been very devastating as of that point in time. So maybe he took precautions. You know, tried to manage the situation. You know. Yes, of a truth, the oil subsidy was just a scam. There was nothing like that. It was something some of the high-placed government officials were using to milk the economy of the country. You understand?
Okay.
It's a terrible thing, you know. So he was, Jonathan was a pure Democrat and was being careful not to make some terrible errors that would have crippled, his administration the more. Right. In as much as the Boko Haram thing was there, he was trying to curtail it, and as much as manage both situations.
I hear you.
And the protest was the present administration now were the chief architect of the protest. So what Jonathan was dealing with was very massive. He was dealing with organized, I don't want to use a vulgar word, but organized crime people who put themselves together to stop the removal of subsidy because they are beneficiaries of it.
Exactly.
Then, and as well, he is fighting
the
insurgency. So it becomes a very terrible time in his
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. If I have a question as regards this now, the whole subsidy removal and the present reforms or economic reforms that we have, which one do you think is to blame more? Because Sanusi is blaming the Goodluck Jonathan's administration, but we have economic reforms that we are making, policies that we are making presently. Comparing the two, which one is to blame for where Nigeria is economically?
I actually think the latter is to blame, because I believe the fact that Jonathan didn't remove fuel subsidy then, that means we were still able to afford some things apart from insecurity, which I'm still going to address that particular statement or the blame game. I feel like for the fact that you now removed fuel subsidy, we are supposed to see a lot of reforms. The money that was removed from that, we're supposed to see it channeled to, you know, other things, infrastructure and the rest of them. But we are seeing that even insecurity is on the high rise. We are seeing that inflation is on the high rise. We are seeing like a lot of things are not really in order in this administration. So in the first place, what was the point of the subsidy removal? And as regards the statement that he made, I feel somehow he was right, but at the same time I am questioning, you know, the statement that he made, because if you're talking about Jonathan's administration, skipping Buhari's administration is not balanced. Everybody played a role in the entire thing, and for you to come out and say it was because of Boko Haram, I think it was different. Everybody had a role to play then. Protesters were there. For you to say that it's not just the protesters, that the protesters are not in the game, then it's not because of the protesters, that it was actually because of Boko Haram. I feel like it's undermining the power of the protesters then, because I believe that what Jonathan was trying to do then was, in as much as he is trying to halt insecurity, he was equally trying not to make the, you know, the what is it called, the situation in the country, you know, more chaotic than because of the protesters and the rest of them.
Exactly.
So I think the statement is really vague somehow.
All right, and that's what everybody in the studio is saying. The blame game that the present administration seems to still be playing, even after the Buhari's administration, it seems as though they've not taken any lessons, or maybe they have, because according to the present administration, they said they were going to continue from where the late President Buhari left off. Now we're starting with, you know, we're still talking about what Sanusi came out to say about the past administration or the former administration of Goodluck Jonathan. Now still talking reforms and talking economical reforms and all of that. He said there's a particular statement that he made, Mr. Ladimiji, that if giving the chance, or if Goodluck Jonathan had listened to him as the CBN governor and removed subsidy, he would have found a way to stabilize the economy. But we're seeing what is happening now. How come we still have CBN governor right now? How come Governor Olayemi has not been able to stabilize the economy somewhat? Is there no, I mean, Sanusi is the emir of Kanu State right now. Is there no partnership or discussion or tips that he can share with the current CBN governor, so that what he wanted to do during Goodluck Jonathan's time, he can replicate that in the Tinubu's regime now?
Let me not be taken away by that question, so that I don't answer it just to be politically correct.
Okay.
Look, there is no connect between... Okay, scratch that. We don't have ideology, political ideologies amongst our political players. And even amongst their corroborating elites. Why did I say this? I said this because instead of governance to be in continuum, what we have witnessed and continue to witness over the decades is that this government comes, does its projects, the next one comes, completely abandons that project, and begins his own because he wants that one to wear his own
legacy. Yes.
So he leaves those projects because he feels in his own, you know, very small thinking, it is, if I complete it, my predecessor holds the glory. It is not my project. So they abandon. So if you are looking forward to Yemika Dosu, I mean, or what's his name now?
Sanusi.
You know, so synergize with the emir, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi. Then, like the popular saying, that
it's not possible.
You said what?
It's not going to be possible for that collaboration to happen.
If we can witness projects being abandoned by predecessors, even from the same party. From the same party.
Exactly.
I have seen it. In Lagos State, Hambode's projects were abandoned.
All right, but what you said is actually factual. The fact that there is no continuity in our governance, especially in big political offices, even amongst governors, when a particular governor leaves the seat, the next governor is just concerned about his legacy and how he can imprint his name in the hearts of their citizens or their residents in that particular state. So very well said. Now we have to move on to the next story. Now, during a visit from the European Union to Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president, they were talking about women representation in government and how to go about that, and especially what the major reason is for the low representation of women in governance in Nigeria. Because when you look at it, we have just 4 women represented in the House, and it's just really poor generally. Now, Senate President Godswill Akpabio came out to say that the one major reason women don't win elections in Nigeria is that women themselves don't vote for female candidates. He said that the women would prefer to vote for a male candidate as opposed to a female candidate, and that is the reason. And it is really surprising because a lot of people felt he would have spoken about the system, the political systems in Nigeria that do not encourage women to participate or do not give women equal representation politically. But to you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, yes, we see that women do not support women when it comes to politics or to elections. What exactly do you think that reason is? If you can wrap that up in 2 minutes, I also want you to touch on another question, and which is, if that is so, do you also think that that is a major reason, as Akpabio has stated?
Well, women most of the time don't really support their fellow men. Not most of the time. It's a gospel truth, because they believe they don't want to be in competition with their fellow women. You understand? So many of them sees that as a competition. So many of them sees that, there's a level of jealousy in it. That's the truth. That's the truth, because we are on ground. We see all this.
Exactly.
They prefer, singing the praises of a man more than their fellow.
So it's
women.
not that they doubt the capability of the woman.
Not even doubting. No, it's not
jealousy?
about doubting the capability. It's just that, is this not my fellow man? Why must she be? Why must she be?
Yeah.
Why must it be her? You understand? When Dora Konyili was there, a lot of fights were there and there, But because her level is too high, and she couldn't be stopped. So basically, women find it more comfortable supporting the male aspect of candidate than their fellow women. That's the truth.
Okay.
It's just very few of them that are, that love
to support and encourage women.
Then, men aspect as well have not started releasing. A lot of men have not really, broken out from that shell, allowing their wives to venture into politics, to come out. A real African man normally don't really want his wife to be part and parcel, because there's this acronym that politics is dirty.
So they don't want their women to...
So they don't love allowing their women.
Yeah,
but in rare cases,
yes,
you see very, very few of them who has built trust over time to allow their wives to be involved.
Okay, but is that the major reason to you?
I'm coming. I'm just trying to tell you.
Yes, it's because of time. Is why I'm asking.
I'm beginning to tell you. I want to tell you. You asked me 2 questions.
No, yes, that's
so I'm
what
working
I'm
on
saying.
the 2 questions. That's what I'm
so
doing.
that I can ask the form as well.
But you are the one that asked me 2 questions.
Yes, now, so I'm telling you the timing.
And the time you're still using my time.
You have 1 minute, sir, please. Thank you.
So the truth about it is that this one, then the second question is that our system in the country is built in such a manner that promotes the male aspect more than the female aspect. because that's where I'm calling in what I'm saying, because men don't allow their wives to get involved into politics because of that acronym that politics is a dirty game.
Okay.
You understand? So they don't really want their wives to be involved in it, except for a few of them who already, has built that trust, have the understanding of politics, and believe that, have so much belief in the capability of their wives.
All right, thank you, Mr. Daniel. Now, Ifoma, I'm still asking, do you think that is a major reason why we have underrepresentation of women in our politics in Nigeria?
Yeah, I think I agree with Mr. Sacramento, and I think Goswe Akpabio's statement is, he just highlighted what Nigerians already know. Now, since Nigeria became a democratic in 1999, we've seen, women being represented in parliament hovering around 5 to 6%. And we are seeing countries like Senegal, Rwanda, and South Africa. We are seeing more women, about up to 40 or more than 40% women representatives in official positions. And if we are to even address what he said, what about other countries? Does it mean that, Nigeria is different from other countries? But at the same time, it's not really far from, the truth. Women always have this feeling like you don't need to be in that position, I am better than you, or stuff like that. But at the same time, what I just want to buttress on is the lip game here, the lipping service here. It's more like he went for this conference and he knows that this is an already existing issue and he's raising it so that it will not be raised. Let him be the first person to do that. And we have, a lot of time, or so many case scenarios whereby these politicians comes up to bring up innovative ideas or promises, and they rarely act on them. So for him to say we have innovative solutions, or he want to implement innovative solutions, I feel is somehow opaque. I really need him to, break down what he means by that, so that it will not be trapped into the headline of innovative solutions. What do you want to do to include women in official positions?
All right, to answer that question briefly, what he said, and I'm coming to you, Mr. Ladimede, what Senator Akpabio said was that they were going to, look at the Constitution and work on reserving seats for women and, gender quotas. And I'm asking, do you really think that can fix the issue? And also, just to wrap it up generally, do you think that with this claim that he has come out to make about women not supporting women, do you think that this is going to reinforce the stereotypes that women don't support women? Or is it going to be a sober reflection for us generally as a nation as regarding how we treat women representation in governance?
Thank you, Sarah. Personally, I love to run away from Akpabio's matter.
Oh, okay.
The man helps me a lot. But anyways, let's look at the situation.
All right, please.
Look, one at a time, you pull your legs from your panties, not the two legs at a time. There are different kinds of problems in a society. There are two major kinds of problems in a society: the social system problem and the political structure problem. The political system problem. Now, what Akpabio is speaking to, which shouldn't be what he is speaking to, is the social system problem. Woman supporting woman stuff.
I hear you.
It's a social problem. It has got nothing to do with politics in the context that we are discussing currently. We can come to discuss socio-political issues later. But right now, women not supporting women mantra, like Comrade said, is a fact that has been in existence since forever.
Yes.
But when we put our system right, whether you are, I don't even see reasons why you need to align, why you do not need to make, why you up in 2025, why you're just thinking about making provision for women. I'm going to begin to look at laws that make provision. Look, let me inform you, if you have not been if you are not aware, Sharon, that in Lagos State in 2023, 5 women took office, political office. They are all dead today.
Wow.
5 of them. They are all dead. Save only that woman who became speaker briefly when they had issues with the former speaker. Save that woman now. 5 of them are dead today. Now, that is the issue with social problem. Maybe there are some people will say it is spiritual, it is diabolic, but that's not my issue.
All right, Mr. Oladimiji, just 1 minute more.
When we have a system that is working, to your second question, when we have a system that is working, Sharon, and you have this quota in place for our women, for our youth, even in some working system, you have for disabled. Yeah, you make provisions for them. But in our own case, we rather make provisions. I mean, we rather prioritize increase in payments for House of Assembly, increase in whatever, and our political whatever.
All right.
That is what matters to us, But I'm hoping that we can fix this so that our women can have representation. Even if we
politics,
have
exactly.
Our system is working.
Thank you, Mr. Oladimiji. Exactly.
By default, sorry, let me wrap up with this. By default, that thing that women don't support women will fizzle out gradually.
All right. Now, thank you so much, Mr. Oladimiji Oluwafemi, for your contribution, saying that you do not think that women not supporting women is actually the main reason for underrepresentation for women in governance. And Mr. Daniel Sacramento, we thank you for your contribution, and Ifoma for agreeing with Senator Gospel Akpabio that is the major reason why we have underrepresentation of women in governance. Well, different opinions, but the comment section is still left open for you. Do feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Let us know what you think concerning these issues that we have tabled today. If you're joining for the very first time and you're yet to subscribe, please welcome. Just subscribe. It's going to be an interesting ride. If you're yet to follow us across all social media platforms, you can find us at Active Citizens. You can also find me on my Instagram and Facebook at Sharon Nmchuku. And Ifoma,
you can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Misolex.
Mr. Oladimiji.
On X, 5 got Oladimiji.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for Mr. Daniel Sacramento, he will always be in the studio. So we'll come your way again this afternoon for As E Day Hot. Do have a good morning.